Khamzat Chimaev will fight Alex Pereira at UFC 282. Alexandro Pereira is a Brazilian professional mixed martial artist and former kickboxer. He currently competes in the middleweight division in the Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC), where he is the current UFC middleweight champion. In kickboxing, he is a former Glory middleweight and light middleweight champion, and is the first and only fighter to have held Glory titles in two weight classes simultaneously. Pereira also competed in promotions, such as It's Showtime and Super Combat Fighting Championship. As of November 14, 2022, he is ranked number 8 on the UFC men's pound-for-pound rankings. Pereira was ranked number 1 in the kickboxing middleweight and light heavyweight rankings as of February 2021. And he challenged Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 282. Want to know about it in detail? Well, stay tuned until the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about Khamzat Chimaev will fight Alex Pereira at UFC 282. Meanwhile, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. That being done, let's start. In November 2018, Pereira said he would pursue an MMA career after his contract with Glory expires in April 2019. Eventually, Pereira re-signed with Glory with the possibility to fight in the mixed martial arts also, after 4 straight successful Glory middleweight title defenses against Yusri Belgarui, Simon Marcus and Jason Wilnis. Pereira moved up to fight Donegi Abena for the interim Glory Light Heavyweight Championship at Glory 68. Pereira won the fight via knockout in the 3rd round, becoming the first double champion in Glory history. After winning the Light Heavyweight Championship, Pereira opted to defend his middleweight title against Ertugrul Bayrak at Glory Collision 2 on December 21st, 2019. After largely dominating the first round, he won the bout via knockout at the end of the round. While Khamzat Chimaev is a Swedish professional mixed martial artist and freestyle wrestler who competes in the welterweight division of the Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC), he formerly competed in Brave Combat Federation. In wrestling, Chimaev is a 3-time Swedish national champion. As of 12th of April 2022, he is number 3 in the UFC welterweight rankings. Chimaev often utilizes freestyle wrestling in his fights to get his opponents to the ground. Once he is on top control, he employs different techniques to gain control over his opponents and land heavy ground and pound or seek submissions, while forcing his way towards them. His grappling is very often compared to Khabib Nurmagomedov's due to the similarities of the techniques, such as the handcuff lock and hooking the legs. Regarding the strikes, Chimaev landed 192-2 in his first 2 UFC bouts utilizing this strategy. Chimaev also proved its effectiveness on the regional circuit as well, with a quick win over former 2-time GHSA wrestling champion Sidney Wheeler after taking him down with an outside trip. In addition to his grappling abilities, Chimaev will also strike in his contests. Although his striking is still relatively unknown and untested, it involves heavy knockout power from the orthodox stance while utilizing basic boxing and mixing up kicks. He also uses his wrestling to set up his strikes by feinting different takedowns and vice versa. By using his striking, Chimaev has been able to knock out UFC veteran Gerald Meerschaert in 17 seconds with a single punch. He has previously used it to drop past opponents on the regional circuits, including former Combat Sambo world champion Ikram Aliskerov. Khamzat Chimaev claims he has accepted a fight with middleweight champion Alex Pereira for UFC 282 on December 10th. Pereira won the 185-pound belt by stopping Israel Adesanya in the final round at UFC 281 earlier this month. It was his 3rd victory over the Nigerian, having triumphed twice during their respective kickboxing careers. He has now been called out by Chimaev, who tweeted, "December 10th, let's go. I already agreed. Now it's your turn." Pereira has yet to respond, but it's unlikely to accept such a fight at 3 weeks' notice. While the UFC has already announced the UFC 282 main event between Jiri Prochazka and Glover Teixeira, who meet in a rematch for the light heavyweight title. Chimaev has been campaigning at welterweight but failed to make the 171-pound limit for his last scheduled fight against Nate Diaz at UFC 279. The Swede was instead pitted against Kevin Holland in the co-main event. Choking out his rival inside the first 3 minutes, Chimaev is in line for a title shot against the winner of Leon Edwards' rematch with Kamaru Usman, but could instead move up to 185 pounds. A tweet after his routine win over Holland said simply 185, while UFC president Dana White admitted to concern at his fighter missing weight. "It's a problem," he said. "That's a problem that he missed weight. I don't know. We've got to look at it and figure it out. What makes sense is for him to fight at 185 pounds, so we'll see. It is what it is. It happened. We'll go back this week and come up with a plan and probably have him fight at 185. Chimaev may also have to bide his time for a shot at the middleweight title with Adesanya, confident he will be handed an immediate rematch. "I'll still fight him," he told the MMA Hour. "If he was going to fight someone else and lose the belt, I'll still fight him next. I'll fight him, I hope he's the champion. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, I'll still fight him. I can beat him. I know I can beat him. You've seen I can beat him. I won't say luck, fuck luck. He just invested well. A good game plan. He's a good fighter. But I know it's my ego. Maybe, sure, but I'm allowed. I just believe I'm better." Khamzat Chimaev's last appearance inside the octagon was a reminder of his phenomenal wrestling pedigree and finishing ability. Originally scheduled to fight MMA star Nate Diaz, Bors was forced out of the main event due to a botched weight cut. The Czech-born Swede fought Kevin Holland instead in a catchweight bout, 180 pounds, and extended his unblemished record to 12-0. A fight against Alex Pereira is unlikely, considering the new middleweight title holder fought just over a week ago and tends to cut quite a bit of weight to make the 185-pound limit. Moreover, the former two-division champion has already claimed that Israel Adesanya will get an immediate rematch in a recent post on Instagram. During a recent interview with Brett Okamoto of ESPN MMA, Khamzat Chimaev outlined his plans for 2023. According to Bors, he wants to compete twice in the first quarter of the year, targeting fights against 185-pound champion Alex Pereira and former interim welterweight champion Colby Covington. At UFC 281, Poatan defeated his kickboxing rival Israel Adesanya, yet again this time on the grand stage of the world MMA leader. However, Pereira, who was recently promoted to a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, was dominated for the better part of the third round by Adesanya on the ground. The way Chimaev perceives it, while Pereira has excellent striking, the Brazilian stands no chance if the fight between the two combatants hits the mat. If Israel takes him down and takes wrist control and punches, this guy couldn't get up from there. I don't know how he could come up for me. Israel's ground game is a white belt. The other guy gets his brown belt, and he was under Israel. I don't understand. The guy has power. He's one of the best guys in striking, but on the ground he was shit. Pereira secured a shocking win against Israel Adesanya at UFC 281 to claim the middleweight title, and certainly seems to have benefited from training at Teixeira's gym in Connecticut, Teixeira, MMA, and fitness. The two Brazilians can be seen regularly training together and certainly have a lot to offer to each other in different aspects of the sport. Unsurprisingly, Teixeira cornered Poatan during his fight against Adesanya. Soon after his title victory, Poatan found himself being called out by Khamzat Chimaev. The grappling phenom fighting out of Sweden was not impressed with Pereira's performance in the octagon and took the opportunity to fire shots at the newly crowned champion. However, Teixeira is not convinced. The 43-year-old recently stated in an interview with Helen Yee that Bors hasn't earned his shot at Pereira yet. "I don't know, Khamzat Chimaev, can't miss weight in one division and then come back and fight for the title right away. He's got to work his way up there. The talk helps to get there, but the way I see it, go there and do the work, man. You cannot come from 170 and jump in. He's not the champ at 170 or anything." Darren Till has predicted Khamzat Chimaev will make easy work of Colby Covington if and when they fight. The pair struck up one of the most unexpected friendships in MMA earlier this year, when they began training together. The Czech-born Swede will probably be seen in Till's corner for his bout against Dricus du Plessis at UFC 282. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. And that's all for today, guys. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.